Hey everybody, it's Greg LaBeouf. Hey, welcome to another episode of Awaken to Protect Our Within. And today I want to talk to you about the building blocks of being ready.
So the big question was this: what do good people do when a society's laws and institutions fail to keep them safe from aggression and violence? How do you get through a growing number of angry, hateful, aggressive people and still remain physically, mentally, and emotionally strong and positive? That was the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Greg LaBeouf, and welcome to Awaken the Protector Within.
Okay, so how do we really get ready for anything? How do we know ready? Listen, you've probably heard me talk about this in other podcasts, but when we create an identity shift for people, we awaken within them something that I believe already exists in everybody. And so it's more a process of discovery than it is of learning. But once you awaken this in people, once you awaken this protect R, we say that there's 5 R's. People become ready, real, resilient, relentless, and ruthless. And it's when you wake up these qualities within you that is when the identity shift changes. And that identity shift as a protect R, ready, real, resilient, relentless, and ruthless, that is what allows you to take on any challenges in any aspect of your life. It is what prepares you for bullying, aggression, and violence, but so much more than that. I bring it into every aspect of my life as a father, as a husband, as a business owner. It serves me every single way. But let's break this down. Today I wanted to talk about being ready. I had this conversation a few months ago with one of our training teams, one of our tactical teams that we train. And we talked about what are the ingredients of truly being ready. And when most people talk about how we get ready for something, we tend to focus on the acquiring or the gaining of knowledge. So say, listen, if I'm going to be ready to handle violence and aggression, then I've got to learn some physical tactics. I need tools. I need tools to learn to defend myself. So on stand up on the ground against weapons, all these type of stuff. So is that part, learning the tools, getting the physical hard skill sets, is that part of being ready? Of course that's part of being ready. But it's not the root of being ready. Okay, so then they say, okay, well, you got to have the right mindset. So you got to have the right attitude, the right mindset, and you got to, understand what it is you're facing to be able to adapt the mindset, and then you get this, the right attitude, the right mindset. Yes, that's part of being ready, but it's not the root of it. So you say, well, I have the tools and I'm learning the skills and the knowledge and I have the right mindset. What else could I training. Then people go, you need the flight time and you need to actually practice it. You have to get good at it. It's not enough just to know the tools. You actually have to be competent in those tools. So you need to practice. You need to train over and over again. It's true. You absolutely need that. That is an ingredient of being ready, but that is still not the root. See, after having a conversation, we all tend to focus on all of the things that you're currently chasing. Like it's like you want to be ready for something, and so you're in a very different spot because you're already looking to get the tools. You're learning you're researching, you're educating yourself. You're looking to go deep and get the tactics and the strategies. By virtue of the fact that you've already done that or that you're doing that, you have the right mindset. Because if you didn't have the mindset, you wouldn't be looking for the tools. You wouldn't be looking for the strategies. But see, this is where I think we miss something. And I think that one of the core roots, I'd say probably the core root of anybody really getting ready to face something, like truly just being ready, comes with, first and foremost, an acceptance. So I think this, it popped into my head again today is because I get there's a lot of talk about taking what I do and applying it to young kids in schools. And so right now there's kind of this movement to be like, let's get this into schools. Now there's no question that what I offer and what we train and what we teach is going to benefit kids in school. And the earlier that you can get them to hear this information, the earlier you can start educating them on what happens internally, what happens to them mentally, emotionally, biochemically, when it comes to aggression and violence, what the truth is on that, the better off kids are going to be, the more inoculated they're going to become against the effects of aggression and violence. So I'm all for it. There's a lot of parents out there that are all for it because here's the thing. We have a problem. We have a problem, and it's not just in our schools, it's in our society, it's in our workplaces, it's everywhere. There's a problem with violence and aggression. Matter of fact, you could say that it's an epidemic out there. we have kids as young as 10 years old committing suicide due to social aggression. We've got a problem, and clearly we're lacking in the solution area. So here's why I'm explaining this, because there's a massive need. But, and we've probably heard this saying, necessity is the mother of all invention. But it's not true. Just because there's a necessity does not mean that there's a willingness to then solve that problem. Every single year, I've said this in other podcasts, every single year there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that have a massive necessity to change something about their health, to change something about their lifestyle. Because if they don't, they'll die. But that necessity doesn't create the change. All of this I want to talk about is being ready. The same way that we have kids, young kids, turning to suicide due to social aggression. And yet schools and school boards and parents are not really invested in figuring out a solution. It's nice to talk about it. Everybody will say, everyone pays a lot of lip service to it, but we don't have the action. And it's like, why? And I believe it's because people aren't really ready. And the reason they're not ready is not because there's not solutions out there, not because there isn't a path, not because people are confused as to what the solution is, not because it's going to be, work or effort to create the solution or to achieve the solution. None of that's the reason. The reason I believe that there's resistance, and the reason I believe that most people just aren't ready yet, is because they missed that one ingredient. And to me, the ingredient, the core ingredient of truly activating and being ready is acceptance. That's it. You see, parents and teachers or school boards, good people, but that stall everything, that whether they're consciously aware of or not, resist it and put up roadblocks and wait and just keep thinking and waiting and, well, we'll have to talk about this more. We got to review this more. Like, you have a problem. You have kids, young kids turning to suicide. There's no time to wait and discuss and debate and look around. The reason that they're not ready is because they haven't truly accepted that this is the problem. People that have a necessity to want to change their health or to need to change their health have not truly accepted they're not ready. They haven't awoken that part inside of them. You have to accept that this exists. You see, for me, it wasn't until after, once I got assaulted, I was in martial arts, I was in kickboxing, I did the combative sport, I did that stuff. Why? Partly because I liked it, because I was interested in it. The movies, TV, the way you're raised, it's like I thought martial arts stuff was cool. The other part was, I thought, damn, I want to learn to defend myself. It's a pretty cool thing to learn how to fight. But when I was assaulted, when I experienced violence, and I realized that none of what I was shown, none of my training, less than 5% of it, had prepared me for real violence. That exposure to real violence switched something in me. I became ready because I couldn't deny it. I had to accept what really happened. I had to accept that I had no idea how to defend myself. I had to accept that there were people in this world that would hurt me if they were given an opportunity. I had to accept there's people out there that don't understand the word of mercy. I had to accept a lot of things. And it's scary. I remember the struggle of not wanting to accept this, not wanting this to be true. I remember, trying, like there was anger and there's all these different emotions and, trying to rationalize in my head why it had happened. Oh, it happened because there was ice on the ground and I couldn't get footing, and that's why I couldn't do any of my martial arts training. That's why I couldn't, it wasn't like when I was sparring in a ring or, it was all these rationalizations that were really just denial. That was a barrier to me accepting. So I could never really truly become ready. But I remember the moment, and I've shared that story, when I was looking in the mirror and I was holding up my driver's license and I couldn't recognize, the image in the mirror, what I was seeing in the mirror. And I just couldn't recognize myself from the picture on my driver's license. And in that moment, I saw something beyond the physical. I saw how badly they had broken me mentally and emotionally. In that moment, I remember saying to myself, never again. Never again. This is never going to happen again. And I wasn't talking about, oh, I'm going to get so tough and I'm going to become such a badass that nobody will ever hurt me again. It had nothing to do with the physical. Just that I would never, ever allow someone to make me feel like the victim, to take away my power. That's what they broke in me. But here's the thing. In that, I had no idea how. What else was I going to do? I was doing already what I thought and what I knew to be the best stuff around. Yet I knew that was not violence. That was not preparing me for violence. So I had no way. But in that moment, I said, never again. I became ready. I became ready because I just accepted it. I let go of it. I stopped trying to control what I couldn't control. I stopped trying to well, no, violence isn't that way. There's got to be a different way. People aren't that mean. Why would people just want to beat you to death? No, there had to be other reasons. There had to be other circumstances. No. There are people in this world that'll hurt you if you give them the opportunity. There are people in this world who do not understand the word mercy. There are people in the world, for whatever reasons, it doesn't matter. I stopped trying to control the things I couldn't control, and I just decided to accept it for what it was. Accept it, that this is part of the world, and I can either make a choice. I can either be prepared to face that, or I can just continue to live and hope that it never happened again. To think that, oh, lightning already struck me once, what are the odds of it happening again? You've got to get ready. We need teachers and school boards and parents. We need people to just get ready. And how you get ready is not by worrying about the skills and strategies and finding better solutions and comparing solutions and shit. You just got to accept that this is happening. We got a problem. The second everybody can just accept it, they'll get ready. And then once you're ready, now you can start getting ready with all of the other steps will come into play, because then you'll own it. Then if you're going out there looking for strategies and tools and, the mindset and all that stuff, now you'll actually be able to absorb it. Now you can actually implement it. But you can get people going through the motions. They go through, they learn the tools, they talk about the mindset. But at the end of the day, they're not truly ready because they haven't truly accepted that this is a necessity. On some level, subconscious level or conscious level or both, they're fighting it, they're resisting it. You see, everyone, when I said that a few months ago with one of our training teams, we were talking about this, and I asked everyone in the room, and I said, listen, you are all here, and this is a group of people that have been with me for over 15 years. Why do you think they're here and you come back? Because you're ready. You accepted this before anything else you've done to get ready, before you developed the skills, before you developed the mindset, before you developed the level of flight time and expertise that you have. You accepted this at some point. That's what made you ready. That's what allowed you to now continue to grow and to continue to get ready, is you just accepted it. So my thing, I guess, with this podcast today is more just saying, don't be afraid to really accept what things are. You got challenges in your life, just see it for what it is. Just accept it. It is what it is. There's going to be really bad points of it, and there's going to be points that are manageable, or at least you see them as it doesn't matter. You might not know the way, you might not like it, but it is what it is. And the second you can just accept it, now, to me, that's how you get ready. Now you can own, now you can go out and find all the tools and strategies, and now you'll develop the right mindset. That is the starting block for truly getting ready. That is what we awaken in people. We want them ready, real, resilient, relentless, and ruthless. And how they get ready this is one of the things I look for. I look for people that are really ready, that have accepted that violence, aggression, bullying is part of this world. We can't prevent people from targeting you. We can't prevent people we can minimize the effects. We can try to make it harder for them to target you. But there's bad people in this world. There's people in this world. There's even good people in this world that are in a lot of pain and suffering, and they'll express. That's what it is. So to get ready, we have to accept. And it seems like such a small, simple piece that it's easy to overlook that. And I'll just end it this way to try, just a little more proof on this. I've worked with people for 3-4 years at a time that are going through the motions. They're learning the skill sets. They're talking mindset. They're hearing all the information. They're going through the same training as the person to the left of them, the right of them, and yet it's not taking. They can do it, but I know that they could never do it. They know they could never do it. And the barrier there is that they haven't really accepted it. They're not truly ready. They're missing that linchpin that allows you to absorb everything else. I hope that makes sense. So that was what I wanted to share with you today. That's it for today. I'm going to leave it there. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. I greatly and deeply appreciate you joining me for these podcasts and letting me kind of get my message out there. And that's it, everybody. So that's it. Next time, until next time, stay safe, stay ready. Remember, off the X, only one step away.
Want to awaken your protector within? If so, then head to awakentheprotectorwithin.ca and get your free Off the X training today.